Welcome, listeners. I'm Wood Brother Drew from the Wood Brothers Wrestling Podcast. The Undisputed Era is, without a doubt, one of the shining stars of WWE programming. Ever since their explosive debuts at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 in August of last year, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly have been a force to be reckoned with down in the NXT roster. The trio would run roughshod over NXT television, kicking off the road to the history-making NXT War Games. Fish and O'Reilly would take the NXT championships off of Sanity, and Adam Cole felt the strap around his waist as he opened NXT TakeOver New Orleans by becoming the NXT's first ever North American champion. With the injury to Bobby Fish sidelining him, the Undisputed Era's good luck streak continued. Also at NXT TakeOver New Orleans, when longtime rival Roderick Strong turned on his tag team partner Pete Dunne and joined the Undisputed Era. As of this moment, the Undisputed Era holds the Tag Team Championship, boasts the company's first ever North American champion. So what's next for the WWE's most popular and effective faction? I think we all know at some point down the line Adam Cole will challenge for that NXT championship. Now whether that'll go down against Aleister Black or whether his shot will come a bit further down the road, that still remains to be seen. But where else can the Era get their hands on some gold? Well, the women's division seems awfully ripe for the Era to recruit their next member from. It's the only division that has any gold left, and luckily for them, there are actually plenty of high-quality women's wrestlers to choose from. Currently, there are 10 superstars who make up NXT's televised women's division. And while some of the more familiar faces might not work with the Era's aesthetic, I can't see Nikki Cross or Shayna Baszler playing well with that crew, for example, there are still more than a few good options for them to consider. So what about Tainara Conti? This one seems to make the most sense from a continuity perspective. Conti was a first-round exit from last year's Mae Young Classic tournament, but she made her first appearance on NXT television acting as an ally to the Era, ensuring that Sanity's Nikki Cross missed out on a victory. Not a whole lot has been seen of Conti so far on NXT television, but an open door into the Undisputed Era could be a good opportunity for them to more familiarize a less experienced talent. Conti is only 22 years old, and she does still have a lot of learning left to do. But if the Era groomed her to be a champion, it could make for some interesting television as they play mentor to the young Brazilian. Vanessa Bourne could fit the mold of the Era. Like Conti, Bourne too is a Mae Young Classic competitor without a whole lot of television time under their belts just yet. Ousted in the first round of last year's tournament, Bourne has only recently started to see television time on NXT. This past week, she had a match in a losing effort to Dakota Kai, and then took a beatdown from NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler. Bourne is becoming recognizable to NXT audiences. She's got a great look, she's got good ring fundamentals, and she's got a hell of a grasp on her character. Bourne could possibly fit in well with the overall dynamic of the group, though, like Conti, may not have the wrestling pedigree of the established faction. Seems like Lacey Evans would be a safe choice. She may even be the best choice. The Mae Young Classic brought in and showcased a surplus of exceptional talent, and the Lady of NXT is no exception. Making it to the second round, Evans excels at the kind of disdain and self-aggrandization that helps to make the Undisputed Era so much fun to watch. Her character is already all set and ready to slip into the black and yellow armband. She's got a hard-hitting moveset, and she's capable of running a quality promo. She's recently sown the seeds of a rivalry with perennial fan favorite Kairi Sane, so it seems as though Evans is due to start getting some very vocal reactions from the Full Sail faithful. And she can't be too far down the list of competitors in line for a title shot, but I like the idea of Candice LeRae. Yes, Candice LeRae is the only name on the list that isn't already a heel. She is also the oldest competitor on the list at the age of 32. She has, however, been in the business since the early 2000s and has by far the most experience in the squared circle of not only any of the women I've already mentioned, but more experience than all 9 other members of the televised women's roster. LeRae was eliminated in the quarterfinals of the Mae Young Classic by Shayna Baszler, but her performance at the time raised a lot of eyebrows in WWE, which ultimately led to her contract and probably her current involvement in main event storylines. LeRae also has experience with the members of the Undisputed Era from their time before WWE, having engaged in battle with several of the other members in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and even challenging Adam Cole at that promotion's Mystery Vortex 2 for the PWG Championship. LeRae has the wrestling pedigree and a breadth of experience that could propel her to success as part of the Undisputed Era. So, those are just a few of the ways I saw it possibly shaken down. Do you have a few other ideas? Think another woman may have been a better fit for the Undisputed Era? Let me know. Hit the subscribe button and comment, or head on over to Twitter and give me a follow at WBWPodsDrew.